Hi, this is Kashpunisa Bagewari. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to talk about Amazon S3 server access logging. So in this video, I will discuss about what is server access logging, how to enable it, log object key format, log format, and we will have hands-on demo. So let's start with the first part. What is server access logging? Server access logging provides detailed records for the requests that are made to a bucket. Server access logs are useful for many applications. For example, access log information can be useful in security and access audit. It can it can also help you learn about your customer base and understand your Amazon S3 bill. To track requests for access to your bucket, you can enable server access logging. So what is server access logging? It will give you detailed information about your request. So who made the request, uh, uh, about at what time, the requester is remote IP. Like this information, if you want to track the your about your request on your bucket, so you can enable this feature. So you can have uh, all the details about your access logs. Each access log record provides details about a single access request, such as requester, bucket name, request time, request action, response status, and error code if any relevant. So each record will give you the detailed information about your request. So who is the requester, bucket name, request time, and if any error, so it will be easy for to your debugging purpose. So this will be helpful to your debugging purpose, for any tracking, for any audit purpose, security reason, to understand your request pattern. So like that, this you can enable this feature and have a benefit. So there is a note: server access log don't record information about wrong region redirect errors for region that launch after March 29. March 20, 2019. Wrong region redirect error occur when a request for an object or bucket is made outside the region in which the bucket exists. So if any request made outside your bucket region, it will not get logged. There is no extra charge for enabling server access logging on an Amazon S3 bucket. You are not charged when the logs are put to your bucket. However, any log files that system delivers to your bucket accrue the usual charges for storage. You can delete these log files at any time. Subsequent reads and other requests to these log files are charged normally as for any other object, including data transfer charges. So for specifically this feature, if you enable this feature, there is no extra charge, but you will get charged normal S3 bucket charges, like your storage purpose, data transfer. So if you want to reduce some cost, for cost saving purpose, after some time period you can delete some log files, or you can set some life cycle rules to move to the another storage class or delete those files. So you can have some cost optimization with this feature. So moving to the next part, how to enable server access logging. By default, logging is disabled. When logging is enabled, logs are saved to a bucket in the same AWS region as the source bucket. To enable logging, turn on login on Amazon S3 bucket that you want to monitor. We refer to this bucket as the source bucket. Grant the Amazon S3 log delivery group right permission to the bucket where you want to access log saved. We refer to this bucket as the target bucket. So when you want to enable, these are the steps. You can enable this feature to that specific bucket for which you want to save the logs. So that may be your source bucket. And then second step, you have to set some permission like log delivery group permission to the target bucket. Target bucket is nothing but in which you want to save those logs. So there is a note in Amazon S3 you can grant permission to deliver access logs through bucket access control list SCL but not through bucket policy. So you can grant permission of the log delivery group with the help of ACL only. You cannot use bucket policy. Adding deny condition to a bucket policy might prevent Amazon S3 from delivering access log. So if in case in your bucket policy, if there is a deny condition, so the log will not get delivered to your target bucket. But for enabling it to grant permission, you can only use ACL, not use bucket policy. Default bucket encryption on the target bucket can only be used if AES 256 SSE S3 is selected. SSE KMS encryption is not supported. So on your target bucket, if you want to enable the encryption, you can only choose SSE S3. You cannot choose SSE KMS on your target bucket. S3 object log cannot be enabled on the target bucket. So on your target bucket, you cannot enable object log feature. To enable log delivery, provide the name of target bucket where you want Amazon S3 to save access log as object. Both the source and target bucket must be in the same AWS region and owned by the same account. You can have log delivered to any bucket that you own that is in the same region as the source bucket, including the source bucket itself. But for simpler log management, AWS recommends that you save access log in a different region. So while enabling this feature, you can select any bucket as a target. It may be same bucket or it may be different bucket, but it should be in the same AWS region it should be in the same AWS account. But it is recommended by AWS that you choose the different S3 bucket as a target. Then it will be easy for your management and for access purpose and for management purpose. But you can select same bucket as well. There is no restriction. Optional, assign a prefix to all Amazon S3 log object keys. The prefix makes it simpler for you to locate the log objects. For example, if you specify the prefix value log / each log object that Amazon S3 creates begin with the log / prefix in its key. So you can set some prefix. So all the log object will be saved under that prefix. So it will be easy to access, easy to manage, easy to delete, so easy to understand. So you can set any prefix for your server access logging, and all the records, all the log will be saved under that prefix. The key prefix can also help when you delete the logs. For example, you can set a lifecycle configuration rule for Amazon S3 to delete objects with a specific key prefix. So I already tell about this. Optional, set permissions so that others can access the generated log. By default, only the bucket owner always has the full access to the log object. So by default, only the bucket owner has the full access to your logs, to your records. If you want to give access to other users, you can set some permissions, and you can grant the permission to the other users to access those logs. So by default, only the bucket owner can access those logs. Okay. So let's continue. You can enable server access logging from Amazon console. When you enable logging on a bucket from the console, both enables login on the source bucket and as a grant in the target bucket's access control list, granting right permission to the log delivery group. So if you are enabling this feature from the console, so both feature will get enabled. So you no need to additionally or manually grant that ACL permission. So it will set automatically for you. So you no need to manually set that ACL permission when you are enabling this feature from the S3 management console. If you using programmatically, you can enable or disable logging programmatically by using either Amazon S3 API or AWS SDK. To do so, you both enable logging on the bucket and grant the log delivery group permission to write logs to the target bucket. So here there is it will not automatically grant the permission, ACL permission. You have to enable it separately in separate commands. You have to do it manually, like both steps, enabling the server access logging plus grant the permission of log delivery group to your target bucket. Okay, moving to the next part, log object key format. So what is the format for your log object? Uh, Amazon S3 uses the following object key format for the log object it uploads in the target bucket. So what is the format for your object key? It is a target prefix YYY MMM DD HH MM SS unique string slash. In the key, YYYY, and SS are the digits of the year, month, day, hour, minute, and seconds respectively when the log files was delivered. So this is nothing but when you deliver the log file. This is the timestamp in the UTC format. A log file delivered at a specific time can contain records written at any point before that time. There is no way to know whether all logs record for a certain time interval have been delivered or not. So this is the key for that when the log is delivered. So it contains the multiple records before that time. Okay. So there is no specific time interval. The unique string component of the key is there to prevent overwriting of files. It has no meaning and log processing software should ignore it. So this is unique string. It is only for the uniqueness, for the identification of your each key of each object. So it is only for the purpose for the preventing the overwritten of your files. So it is meaningless. So it is thus uniqueness purpose. So your processing software can ignore that. The trailing slash is required to denote the end of the prefix. So this slash will indicate that this is the end of your prefix. So now what is the log format? The server access log files consist of a sequence of new line delimited log records. Each log record presents one request and consists of space delimited record. So in your log file there may be the multiple log records. It is delimited by the new line and each record may contain some multiple fields and each field is delimited by the space. So we will see this is the format of your log record. So one record look like this. So I set some different color to understand it better. So suppose what is this first field? This is in red color. It is nothing but the bucket owner. And this green is AWS example bucket 1. It is nothing but a bucket name. And it is the time. Then it is the remote IP. It is the requester ID. Request ID. So these are the fields. So you can understand the record like this way. So each field is delimited by the space, and you can have status. If error code is there, you can have error code. What is the remote IP? Who is the requester? What is the bucket name? So you in this way, with the help of this log format, you can understand your log record. Okay. So okay, now there is hands-on demo. So now we will see how you can access server access logging. So I logged into my AWS account. So I'm on my S3 management console. Suppose this is my bucket. Okay, I'm going to the properties section. In this property, you can find this second tab, server access login. Set up access log records in records that provide details about the access request. So it will give the all detailed information about your access request. So you can click on this. By default, this feature is disabled. So this is disable logging. You can click on this enable. So you can enable it. So here are two options, target bucket and target prefix. So you can here select your target bucket. It will show all that buckets available in your account, and you can select the bucket from the same region. So you cannot select a bucket from the other region. So these are buckets available in my this account. So you and the same region like this. So you can select any of bucket. You can select the same bucket as well. So I am on my this bucket Kashyap. So if I can select this same bucket as a source bucket also and the target bucket also. So when you click this, it is showing something. When you source bucket and target bucket are the same, additional logs are created for the logs that are returned to the bucket. These extra logs can increase your storage peeling and make it harder to find the log that you are looking for. So this is the disadvantage of selecting the same bucket as a target and source. So now I will select another bucket. So this is gone. So it recommended by AWS that you select different bucket as a target. Don't select as a same bucket as a target. So here you can say, set some prefix like we see in our PPT, suppose log slash. So all that logs will be recorded, it will be saved under this prefix. So it will be easy to find, easy to access, and debugging purpose. And when you want to select it, save it, this feature will get enabled for your bucket, and all the requests made to your bucket will get record, and you can have access. Then you can understand your request pattern, who are going to access, and you have get benefit of this feature. Okay, I think that's it for this video. I hope you understand this. If you like, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.